Old and Achy here with another Halo 4 campaign mission walkthrough, and today I'm going to be showing you the Reclaimer mission, the 5th mission on Halo 4, Legendary with no skulls, 0 skulls on, and I am actually practicing for potentially a front, prologue, epilogue run-through with no skulls on Legendary of the entire campaign. So as I am going through and practicing missions, I decided I'd go ahead and capture them and provide some commentary. But as we start the mission, as we do before, we have to go up here and see Commander Lasky, and then when Sarah Palmer says her thing, then we go get a jetpack. Now normally when I would run this mission Legendary, I would turn on Mythic and Tilt, specifically because it would provide those 2 skulls. The combination of those 2 skulls provides me double health on my shields, and also provides double shielding for the ghosts that I use in the campaign. With no skulls on, I lose that capability, and so I have to be a little more careful in how I do things. And in this particular mission, Reclaimer, there is one modification in tactics that I use. And when we get to that point, which will be very soon here, I'll point that out. That's why I have the rockets, by the way, and the rocket launcher. Anyway, as other run-throughs of Reclaimer, we start off on the Mammoth. We jump up on the turret here. And our first major goal will be to grab a target designator to take out a particle cannon, because the Pelicans that were assigned to do that didn't quite make it. But before we do that, we're going to have some enemies on the left up here on a ridge that we really don't even have to take out, but I'm going to use the turret until I start taking damage in my shields, and then I'll jump off. And in this particular run, I actually basically got through all the coveys on the ridge without having to run for cover. But the first thing we start to do here is we try to take out this Covenant sniper tower over here, and sometimes I can nail it with the rockets from distance, and sometimes I can't. I think this time, yep, I got it. And now I start looking for the coveys on the ridge, and I'm just taking them as they appear from close to long distance. Again, if you start taking damage, major damage, you start losing your shields, get off the turret and run back inside, because you do not have to do this to advance the mission. This is just advancing the mission a little quicker, so I was pretty successful there. Now, next up, when we get ready to go for the target designator, the first thing I'm going to do is try to blow up a snipe tower coming up here on the right to get rid of the Jackal sniper, because he has had a habit in the past of, there we go, got him, had a habit in the past of nailing me, and all it takes is one shot from a Covenant sniper rifle, a beam rifle. There we go. Now notice that I'm letting the first set of guys go out a little bit ahead of me, so that the coveys start paying attention to them, and it gives me a clearer path. You want to take this path to the waypoint, and right before the rock, jump out, run to the target designator, grab it, and then get back over here towards this ghost, under, below the top surface of the rocks there. Give yourself some cover, and then haul it back to the Mammoth. And we did pretty well there. We didn't really lose a lot of shielding. But I've actually died bringing the ghost back up to the Mammoth because of that darn sniper with the beam rifle. Okay, one shot on the particle cannon takes care of it, because again, Mythic and Tilt aren't on, so the Covenant stuff is weaker. I swapped out my rocket for a sniper rifle that I will be using here in an upcoming skip that we're going to do. Now, if I had Mythic and Tilt on, if I had skulls on, then when this front platform drops, I would take off and try to rush past 2 Covey Phantoms and several dispatched troops. But because I don't have a shielding either for me or for the Ghost, I'm going to let the Mammoth take me to where I need to go. And this adds a couple of minutes to the run, but it's really much safer than trying to make a mad dash without the extra health and shielding. So we're just going to sit here and let the Mammoth roll through those 2 Phantoms and the Coveys, and there's probably some Banshees out there flying around. And ultimately, Cortana is going to come back online here and tell us about the force field that we've got to deactivate. Now, I cannot hear the audio when I'm doing the voiceover, so I'm just kind of guessing on what's being said. But what we've got upcoming is a force field that has 3 power sources that are shielded by their own little force field and surrounded by a bunch of Coveys in each one, including a Wraith in the last one. And we're supposed to go fight through that, but we're not going to do that. We're going to use a little trick that was found in earlier Halo games, which is sort of the jump through the wall trick when you jump out of a vehicle. And in this case, we're going to position the Ghost in a certain position, and then when we jump out, we'll go right through the force field. So you can see the waypoint up there, the front door, if you will, here for the Mammoth is getting ready, dropping, and then we're out. Come on up here. Now, if you hit your jump key, that will lift the nose of the Ghost, so go ahead and do that. That helps you get up and over this ledge pretty quickly. Whatever your jump key may be, for me it's the A key. The bumper jumper, obviously, it's the right bumper. Okay, we're taking this path here to stay out of fire as much as possible. And park the Ghost. Usually if you jump out with your right thumbstick pointed to the right, you'll come out right, and I had to do that a couple of times. If I just kept jumping out to the left, I would have turned the Ghost around and tried from the left side. So anyway, we're running up here. Notice I have the sniper rifle out, and we've got an objective up here which is going to require us to destroy a lich, and I'm going to use a technique that's going to avoid a major battle. So I went up to about this spot, turn around, and notice that the force field's gone. But what I'm doing here is I'm waiting for the Mammoth to appear, and the chief Commander Lasky is saying we're moving out, and now I'm off to the races again, running up to this sort of cliff wall. And I'm going to be using a technique called jump jetpack, which is basically hitting the jump key and jetpacking at the same time, and that will give you a little bit extra boost. It will allow you to kind of go higher, if you will. So we're going to get ourselves situated on this little ledge up here, and then we'll do a jump jetpack around this rock up to this ledge right here, and wait for our jetpack to recharge, and then do a jump jetpack up here. Bring out the target designator, which is up on the D key or D-pad. Aim and fire, and as soon as we fire, run down here, jump using your jetpack to boost to soften your descent. Run down here to the back of the lich, and a couple of shots from the sniper rifle, and the lich power source, or whatever the heck it is, has been destroyed, and the lich is about to blow up. We jump off and boost and coast ourselves back down to the Mammoth. Make sure you don't run into that daggone gun. I've died doing that because I don't have that extra shielding. Alright, now we're basically going to take another ride for a while. What this does is it bypasses the entire lich battle, which includes race and ghosts and a lot of coveys, to fight your way to a grav lift to get inside the lich to get to that power core, including fighting a bunch of coveys inside the lich. So this little skip that we just did bypasses all of that. So anyway, we are riding along now. Now I waited a little bit of time here until all of the wraith and ghost waypoints disappeared from my motion detector, because sometimes if you go down to the first level there and the mammoth runs over something, it kind of blows up and the blast comes right up through the floor and you get yourself dead. So I was just being careful there. And once Commander Lasky says button it up, and we know that we can come up here on top. And of course Cortana is going into her, I'm rampant thingy here.
It's okay.
And we're just off on another ride.
How is this okay? How is putting you at risk?
And upcoming next is Sniper Alley. And if you had to fight it out, you'd have to fight your way through, snipers and all kinds of cubbies, and then have to, once you get the cubbies out of the way, you have to deal with a bunch of Prometheans, including a bunch of knights. And there's a nice little skip here that bypasses all that. There is one spot of high risk in this skip, which is kind of boosting and coasting through a gap to get from one side of something to another. And so it does take a little practice to be comfortable with it. Anyway, we're coming up to the end of the mammoth ride here, and Commander Lasky is saying we can't go any further, so when he says that, go ahead and jump off and boost on down here. Run up to this point in Sniper Alley where you key a checkpoint, turn around and run back. Now, by the way, I have swapped my sniper rifle out for rockets, and if you haven't done that, do it. Just stop right here and do that now, because rockets become coming very useful here in a couple of minutes. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to jump jetpack up several ledges on this cliff. And if you can see me jump the jetpack up here to this ledge. Alright, there's a second ledge up here. And there's a third one all the way up. If you don't quite make it, don't worry. There's that interim ledge there that you can land on. I just happened to make it all the way this time. Then we want to do a sprint jump and jetpack and boost. Notice the soft kill zone. We need to get ourselves through that real quick. So just follow this path and you're out of it. Okay. And we're going to basically jump down to this rock down here below using the jetpack boost to slow our descent. So it's a nice gentle landing. Okay, we run over to this cliff wall, do another jump jetpack up here, and actually we can kind of go right through this rock face. We want to aim to the right, step back. Once we have that aim right, step back, do a sprint jump, and as soon as we start descending like that, we basically boost, then coast a little, then boost again across the other side. And like I said, that does take a little bit of practice. If you don't get the timing down on both the jump, the boost, the coast, and the boost, you wind up falling in the gap and dying. Okay, we have bypassed all of the cubbies and Prometheans that we would have to battle to get to this point. We're inside the building. Okay, and we run down here, and the first thing we want to do is go to the left and wait on a sentinel to open this door for us. And now this mission is looking like a lot of the run-throughs, walkthroughs of Reclaimer. The only thing different than this and the Mythic run at this point, obviously, is I've got my reticule and
this elevator should take us directly to the coordinates Infinity
my heads-up display, if you will.
Almost like those sentinels.
But the tactics that I'm using here are the same as a normal legendary run with Mythic and Tilt on, or even a full laser run, full Mythic run with all 13 skulls on. So anyway, the door opens, we run through here, follow this path straight through here. Okay, don't worry about that sentinel, just keep running straight. That was a diversion right there. I don't know why they do that. Run through this doorway, and then we're going to make a right turn and run down this long hallway, or whatever it's called, passageway, if you will, through this door and into this room where apparently the particle cannons, the two remaining particle cannons, are being controlled by some sort of network. They're the ones on the left that are gold. The two on the right, the silver ones, we've already taken out. And basically, what we got to do here is get Cortana in the system so she can take out the two remaining particle cannons. And while she does that, I'm going to saunter back up here to a certain spot and wait for the next thing I got to do. And Cortana's down there doing her thing, and the cannon should be offline here momentarily. And then something in the system grabs her, and my objective now is to go find her. A light bridge appears. We just go ring through here. Okay, come up here to this little alcove and take a left. Yeah, take a left. Come up to the next little alcove, take a right. Okay, through this passageway, and then sort of jump and jetpack down to here. Ooh, wasn't sure what I was doing there. Okay, and basically run into the light. Alright, and this is the start of a 5-minute cutscene, which I'm going to skip, but it's basically the librarian telling the chief all about the didact, and it finishes up with his shields and his armor and a lot of other stuff, I guess, getting enhanced so he can take on the didact. But as soon as he comes out of it and you gain control, right now, run over here to where I am running and to this ramp, and as soon as the activate light comes on, grab Cortana and jump jetpack over to this ledge right here. And basically what we're doing here is we're bypassing some Prometheans that we would normally have to battle. And I've got the rocket out. And while I switch back to the battle rifle, it doesn't look like I'm going to get a good aim on these crawlers, so I'll use the rocket to take them out. Okay, I'll use the grenade and a rocket on the knight, and I'm running down here, and if your shields are gone or about to go, you can duck left here. The Prometheans will not come after you.
What happened?
So you can use that little spot there to regain your shields.
I know what the didact's at.
Nice little
I know
tip.
that part. The librarian filled me in when she snatched me from the system. But what I don't know is what she did to you.
Okay, elevator's down, out this way. And we're going to run through the portal and come out on the major battle that's going on between Marines and Coveys, and the Marines got a hog and a tank, and the Coveys got Wraiths and Ghosts and fuel rod cannons and all kinds of crazy things, and the idea is to battle our way up to get to power sources, drop that force field, but we're just not going to do that. We're going to run up this path that I just ran, jump on this little rock, and jump jetpack up here. Okay. Jump jetpack here, and I'm taking a quick peek at the Wraiths down there. I don't want them to see me because they will start firing like that. So I'm kind of hiding here for a second. And then I jump jetpack here, and I'm jumping straight up because that little lip there, if you jump into it, it will knock you back down. Alright, making sure I'm not getting fired at. Jump jetpack up here. And up here. Once you get up on top, you're pretty much safe. Okay, just run around this path right here. Okay, up over here. And we're going to do a sprint jump across and boost across the gap. Boost with the jetpack. There's a soft kill zone coming up. Right there. But we're out of it pretty quick. And we kind of use the jetpack boost to soften our descent. Same thing here. Remember, we don't have those enhanced shields, so you can die from fall damage here. Okay. Oops. Got the jump. Alright. Jetpack up here. And just follow the path that I'm following. And what's going to happen here is we're working our way around so that we can actually jump down behind the force field so we don't have to take out the power sources. That's the whole point of this approach. And basically we're behind it, and we're just using the jetpack to slow our descent. And we're almost done. Again, slow the descent with the jetpack. Notice that little screen freeze there. It's loading up the final weapons that we're going to use. And we're off to the races to get to the target designator. so that we can take out this gravity well thing and be on our way on infinity.
You heard him, Chief. Line up the shot.
Okay, so just aim, fire, and boom. That's basically the mission right there.
Shield's weakening. Keep
You know,
it
there
up.
was one major difference in how I approached this mission because of no skulls versus my option to put skulls on, or to activate skulls. But other than that, it follows a similar pattern. So, for those that want to try no skull, no death missions, I hope this this particular walkthrough helps you in your quest. I'll be posting more vids as I get through practice runs. Take care.